Hello guys, in the previous part we have discussed about the behavioral economics part, and in that we have discussed about the choice of architecture, default, restricted and mandated choices, and nudge theory. Those things we have discussed, and now we are getting to business objectives. See, every business organization having a certain objectives. So almost all the companies first objective is like maximizing the profit. Maybe probably this is one of the objective of the business. Okay, this is mostly, one second, please, one second. See, every business organization is having a certain objectives, and some of the objectives are including profit maximization is the one objective, and other objectives also there. Corporate social responsibility, market share, satisfying and growth. These are the some of the objectives of the business organization. So here you can expect a question in the paper 1 option B part. They can ask question like, by using real world examples, like evaluate the different business objective of the firm. Like that you can expect a question. So one example I want to show you. See here, one second. Yeah, see, look at this Bill and Melinda Gates is one of the organization which objective is, this company's objective is different, right? And another company also I want to show this one here. Zomato is one of the company which is involved in the food delivery in India. This company, even though they are earning a huge loss, but still their operation, like they are operating their business without giving up. So this company's objective is different, right? So we will see one by one what is the thing. Okay, see, first one, profit maximization. This is inevitable business objective of the firm. See, the profit maximization takes place where marginal revenue is equal to the marginal cost. These things we will be discussing detailly in the coming classes. But for now, remember that profit maximization means marginal revenue should be equal to the marginal cost, right? Increasing the profit as much as possible. And the second objective is like another objective may be, some of the business may be having corporate social responsibility. What does it mean? No, it's the companies like, you know, that Melinda Gates, Bill and Melinda Gates, it's a non-profit organization which is helping to promoting the equality, or like without the aim of the profit, the companies are working, this Bill and Melinda Gates is working for the development of the society through poverty eradication and treating for healthcare facilities like that, and promoting education. The companies are working large in Africa and Asia mostly, right? Their objective is different, right? Okay, this is said to be a corporate social responsibility. You can say that one, corporate social responsibility. And some companies are working to increase the market share. See another example. See, look at here, Zomato. Zomato is another company which is, even though the companies are earning 430 crore loss, but still they are expanding business. The intention is they want to increase the market share. Zomato is a food delivery company, you know that. Okay, and another thing, satisfying means, so now in order to reduce the cost of production, the companies are now spending a lot of money for the research and development, now the companies are compromising the profit, but the companies are believing, the firms are believing future they could reduce the average cost, and also they can increase the profit as much as possible, so through reducing the long run average cost, right? So that is said to be a satisfying. So which means the companies are now spending a lot of money for the research and development. And the last one is growth. Obviously, all the companies is apart from the profit maximization, some companies are expanding the growth through expanding the business like a new franchise or like a new business unit. Like they always want to increase the production and through establishing the new units. Okay, that is said to be a growth. So these are the certain business objectives. One is profit maximization, corporate social responsibility, and the market share, and profit satisficing. That is satisficing means profit satisficing, and the growth. Okay, these are the certain business objectives. Okay, we'll move on to the next one, elasticity of demand. Here the concept of elasticity of demand means we have already discussed price of the product changes means it is going to be affect the quantity demanded of the product. This we are already aware about this one, price and quantity demanded. Right. Here the concept elasticity means how much the quantity demanded is sensitive to the price. This is the thing. How much the quantity demanded is sensitive to the price means, so the price increases means how much the quantity demanded changes, right? So if that only in the elastic concept we will be learning detailedly. See, look at relatively elastic, inelastic demand curve. See, look at this demand curve. This demand curve is said to be a elastic demand curve. See, look at this one. This diagram is said to be an elastic demand curve because the demand curve is flatter, which means price is changing small percentage but quantity demanded changes large percentage, right? So product is more sensitive to the price, but this product is said to be a inelastic demand curve because the demand curve is steeper. So here we can understand that price is changing larger scale. So price is changing this much, but quantity demanded changes very small percentage. So this is said to be an inelastic part, right? Flatter the demand curve is said to be elastic, steeper the demand curve it is said to be an inelastic, and this one is perfectly inelastic. Vertical demand curve is said to be a perfectly inelastic, and horizontal demand curve is said to be a perfectly elastic. Right, so you can expect a question, mathematical related question in this part. So let's see. First of all, diagram constant, no, perfectly elastic demand curve we have discussed. This is the perfectly elastic demand curve. Here the price level is remaining same, but the quantity demanded is changes. Right, price level is remaining same, but the quantity demanded changes. And perfectly inelastic case, there is a different price level P1, P2, but quantity demanded is still fixed one. You can say cinema ticket, movie tickets, or it's example for perfectly inelastic. And perfectly elastic, you can say unlimited meals for the fixed price, right? Barbecue Nation, these companies are offering like unlimited meals, so for the fixed price, right? So that is perfectly elastic thing. And the necessity product and luxurious product generally will be having a elastic demand, and the necessity product will be having generally inelastic part. So that we will discuss detailedly. So degrees of PED, see, remember that next slide we'll see. Okay, the value, okay, fine, no problem. See, here the next part they have given degrees of PED, which means the range of values. Price elastic means what is the value, inelastic means what is the value, perfectly elastic means what is the value, perfectly inelastic means what is the value, unitary means what is the value. See, in these two cases, extreme cases, perfectly inelastic and perfectly elastic, here PED value equal to 0. For perfectly inelastic, PED value is 0, and perfectly elastic, PED value equal to infinity. This is the two thing. And unitary elastic, PED value equal to 1. Remember, unitary elastic, PED value equal to 1. And for inelastic demand, PED value will be between -1 to +1. See, it is like a -1 to +1, so that is said to be inelastic. So if it is exactly 1 means that is unitary. If it is less than minus 1 and less than 1, in between that it will be falling. So say minus 0.6 also example, or plus 0.9 also. These are between these are said to be inelastic demand. And for elastic demand, PED value will be greater than 1. Right, PED value will be greater than 1. So whether it is negative or positive, that doesn't matter. Okay, here one example we'll see. The price increases 20%, quantity demanded decreases by 10%. So remember, PED equal to percentage change in quantity demanded, percentage change in quantity demanded upon percentage change in price, which means how the change in the price is affecting the quantity demanded, how the change in the price is affecting the quantity demanded. Okay, so here what we can conclude, see this example, see, so percentage change in quantity demanded is 10% because quantity demanded is decreases, that's what we are marking minus, and price is increasing, so it is 20%, so it is a positive, minus 10 by 20, so we will get minus 0.5, which means this is inelastic demand curve. So PED value will be greater than 0 but less than plus or minus 1. This is the range, greater than 0 but less than plus or minus 1. So then it is said to be a inelastic. Here second question, price decreases 20%, quantity demanded increases 40%. So here also PED equal to 40 divided by minus 20, so PED equal to minus 2, right, which means if the PED value is greater than or greater than plus or minus 1 means that is elastic. So sometimes if you are not having the complete percentage terms, so you can use this formula in order to calculate the PED value. This is said to be a midpoint formula. So PED equal to Q2 minus Q1, Q2 minus Q1 upon Q1 divided by P2 minus P1 upon P1. This formula also you can use it to calculate the PED. And the next one is determinants of PED. So what are the factors might be affecting whether the product is elastic or inelastic? So let's see, easily you can identify. See, look at number and closeness of substitutes. See, more amount of substitute products are there means, so if the price of the product, one product increases means immediately consumer will be moving to the other substitute product. So in that case what will happen, if more and closeness of substitute is there, then PED will be elastic. And if less number and closeness of substitute is there, then it is inelastic. By just applying your logical sense, you can easily calculate. So degree of necessity, if it is more important, obviously PED equal to inelastic, because whatever the price changes, quantity demanded will not change when there is a more important. And if it is less important, obviously the price elasticity of demand will be elastic. And the proportion of income spent on that goal. See, for example, you are earning 1 lakh rupees per month, and if you are just spending $1,000 for the product, which means you are spending very less amount of proportion. So in that case, even the price of the product increases by 50% also or 100% also, you will not bother about to consume that product because it is very less proportion, right? So less proportion spent on the good means that is elastic, and more proportion spent on the good means that is inelastic. Then next one is time. So if it is possible to postpone the consumption later means that product will be elastic, and if it is not possible to postpone the consumption means that product will be inelastic. This is the basic. So remember, so the determinants of PED will be number and closeness of substitutes, first one, number and closeness of substitutes, first one. Second one is degree of necessity, and the third one is proportion of income spent on that good, and fourth one is time. And the next part is the relationship between price elasticity of demand and the total revenue. Total revenue means technically income from the sales. How much income you are getting from the sales. So P, price into quantity. This is the formula. And PED, about the PED we already know that. Elastic, inelastic, that thing. And unitary elastic means PED equal to 1. So remember here the diagram showing changes in revenue as a result of the price changes when the demand is price elastic and price inelastic. See, look at this diagram. This is very, so in this part midpoint PED equal to 1, and in the top in this part PED equal to greater than 1, which means this is elastic, this part is elastic, and in the lower part of the demand curve it is said to be a price equal to PED equal to less than 1, so this is inelastic. See, look at when during inelastic case, if the price of the product increases, say for example from 2 to 4, the price of the product increases. When the price was $2, quantity demanded 40, and the revenue equal to it is 80. 40 into 2, so 80. Right. So 80 is the revenue. Here it is coming. So the price is increasing from 2 to 4. So the quantity demanded also falls from 40 to 30. So now 30 into 4. So 120 is the total revenue. So this point is 120. This point is 80. So when the price elasticity of demand is inelastic, because PED equal to less than 1, increase in the price causing to increase the total revenue. This is the conclusion, right? If the price elasticity of if the PED equal to inelastic, increase in price is increase in the total revenue. Meanwhile, if the decrease in the price decreases the total revenue, opposite way also you can explain. But at the same time, if you look at in the elastic portion, increase in the price, see, look at this part, elastic portion, increase in the price from $6 to $8. So when it is $6, the quantity demanded equal to 20, so the total revenue equal to 20 into 60, 120. This part is 120. The price is increased from 6 to 8, and the quantity demanded falls from 20 to 10. So 80 into 10, 8 into 10, it is a 80. So look, when there is an elastic demand curve, increasing the price is causing to fall the total revenue, and the decrease in price will lead to increase in the total revenue. This is the logic. So if the product is elastic, price increases, no, total revenue decreases. And if the product is inelastic, price increases, no, total revenue increases. And price decreases, no, total revenue decreases. This is the conclusion from here. And the next thing is reasons why the PED for primary commodities is generally lower than the PED for manufacturing commodities. See, this is the point. Why the primary commodities are generally lower than the manufacturing thing. See, generally primary commodities are like because they are necessities, mostly necessities. Because the primary commodities means agriculture goods. They are obviously necessity goods, and there is no substitutes. So this too is influencing the primary commodities are inelastic in nature, but manufactured goods are relatively price elastic because they do have a lot of substitutes. Meanwhile, they are not mostly necessity goods. Maybe there may be necessary, but not mostly necessity goods. So that causes the manufacturing goods are elastic in nature, primary goods are inelastic in nature. Okay, when PED is inelastic, increase in price causes increase in the total revenue. This we have discussed. So it's a better strategy is for the firm, if the product is inelastic, then the firm can increase the price in order to increase the profit. So look at in the syllabus they have given calculation PED, change in the price, quantity demanded or total revenue from data provided. So they will be giving the data. So in that you need to calculate the PED. So if the price changes, what will happen? Quantity demanded or total revenue from the data provided. Okay. And the next part is determinants of PED we have discussed. So this is just we have discussed. So when there is an inelastic demand curve, this is steeper. Elastic demand curve, this is flatter. So price decreases from 15 to 10. So price decreases from 15 to 10. So in this case, when the price is $15, so the quantity demanded is 10. So 15 into 10, 150. So when the price decreases from 15 to 10, the quantity demanded changes to 20. So 10 into 20, 200. So if the product is elastic, decrease in the price is increasing the total revenue. And meanwhile, opposite also you can say, if the product is elastic, increase in the price from $10 to $15, the total revenue also changes from $200 to $150. So increase in price is causing to decrease the total revenue. Meanwhile, in the inelastic part, the steeper demand curve case, you could see that the price increases from $10 to $20. The quantity demanded, total revenue changes from $120, 12 into 10, $120 to 20 into 10. So it is a $200, right? So that quantity demanded total revenue changes from $120 to $200 in the case of inelastic. So what we can conclude now, in inelastic case, increase in prices is causing to increase the total revenue. This is the conclusion. And decrease in the price is reducing the total revenue. But if it is elastic, opposite it is happening. Elastic means increase in the price is decreasing the total revenue, decrease in the price is increasing the total revenue. And another thing is, so please remember, SL student also will be having one questions related with the elastic in their paper 2. So please focus on this one. This is the one area you can expect a question. And the next one is income elasticity of demand. What does it mean now? Because of the change in the quantity demanded, the change in the quantity demanded because of the change in the price. So when the price changes, how much the quantity demanded changes, right? So this is the one thing. And the next thing is income elastic demand and services and luxurious goods, and income inelastic demand for necessity. So we'll start in 2 minutes. Hello students. So in this part we will be discussing about income elasticity of demand. Okay, income elasticity of demand. See, look at how the change in income is affecting the quantity demanded. This is the thing. Like quantity demanded changes in percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. How the changes in income is affecting the quantity demanded. So here income elastic demand and the income inelastic part, that is there. So income elastic means percentage change in quantity demanded is greater. Percentage change in quantity demanded is greater than the percentage change in income. That is income elastic. Right, percentage change in quantity demanded is greater than the percentage change in income. And income inelastic means percentage change in quantity demanded is lower than the percentage change in income. That is the difference. See, look at this is the formula. You can use it. Again, if you are not able to find out this one, you can use midpoint formula also. So here Q2 minus Q1 upon Q1, right, and divided by Y2 minus Y1 minus Y1 upon Y1. If you are using this formula, this also will help you to calculate the YED value. See, remember, if the YED is negative, then the goods are said to be an inferior good. And if the YED is income elasticity of demand is positive, then it is said to be a normal good. And if it is a less than 1, here everything they have given. If you are calculating the income elasticity of demand by using this formula, you will get the value. Once again I am repeating, if the income elasticity of demand value equal to negative, then that is inferior, which means income increases means demand for that product is falling down. And if the income elasticity of demand equal to value equal to positive means, then that is said to be a normal good, which means income increases means demand for that good also increases. And if YED is less than 1, then that is said to be a necessity good. And if YED is greater than 1, then that is said to be a luxurious good. Right. So this is the basic, and here you can expect one questions related with the calculation of income elasticity of demand. So please remember this formula, and if we are unable to get the information, this formula also will help you to calculate the YED. Right. Q2 minus Q1 upon Q1 divided by Y2 minus Y1 upon Y1. So here the information is given. So new income is $1,500, initial income is $100. So, and change in consumption of clothes $200 in the initial level, and now it is $400. So almost 100% consumption changed. So this is completely positive. Then clothes are said to be a normal good, which means it is greater than 1 also. YED is greater than 1 also. So income increases means demand for normal good also increases. This is the point we need to discuss. And the calculation part, please take a practice in this. And the next part is importance of YED for firms. Right, and this is also angel curve also important. They have given clearly showing income elastic, inelastic and inferior goods on an angel curve. See, look at quantity demanded of good X and income. Right, so income decreases. See, this is said to be income increases means from here. 1 second. So income increases means what is happening, the demand for quantity demanded is falling, decreasing. So that is what it is said to be an inferior. So similarly here income increases means it is increasing like this. So quantity demanded also changing rapidly. So this is said to be a luxurious goods. Right. See, look at the angel curve, how it is different between inferior, luxury and necessary goods. So income is increasing, but quantity demanded is still increasing, but at a lower rate. Right. Income increasing, but quantity demanded also increasing, but at a lower rate. So that is said to be a necessary good. So this is one second. This is inelastic good. 1 second. Okay, so in this angel curve concept, see, look at once again quickly, we'll move on. See, look at here, this one, income is increasing, quantity demanded is falling for the good X, so we can say that inferior. So which means its YED value is negative. YED value is in negative. And meanwhile, in this part, luxury goods, income is increasing, but quantity demanded is also increasing massively. So see, look at this one. So here YED value equal to greater than 1. And in the case of necessity, income is increasing, and quantity demanded also increasing but at a lower rate. So here YED value equal to lower than 1. So it is a still it is a positive and still but it is lower than 1. This is the thing. So remember angel curve and the importance of YED for the firms. So they can ask questions in the in the part B of the questions you can explain. So this part you can expect a question in part B of paper 1. So positive economic growth, higher the YED for goods and services, the greater the expansion of market likely to be the future. So the lower the YED is the smaller expansion. See, obviously if the income elasticity of demand is higher, then we can easily predict that the market will be expanding more likely in the future. And if the income elasticity of demand is lower, then market is likely it is a smaller expansion in the future. That is the thing. And the next one is recession. Goods and services with YED are hardest hit during the recession. So like during COVID pandemic time, so luxury goods product demand is heavily affected, right? So what happened, where the YED value is greater than 1, and if the firms are producing that luxurious goods, if it is a recession in the economy, then firms might be facing severe challenges because of the recession. And meanwhile, if the YED is less than 1 and during recession, the sales will not fall down much, right? And the sectoral structure of the economy. See, in the agriculture industry, YED is positive but less than 1 generally. Income inelastic part, YED is positive but less than 1. This is necessity thing. This is agriculture industry thing. And in the manufacturing and the service industry, YED is positive and greater than 1. So this is the difference. And the next part is elasticity of supply. So it's like a same thing for the PED what we have calculated, the same structure. And here the determinants of PES equal to time. So some products are taking more time, some products are very less time is required. And the mobility of factors of production. Some products they can move from there is a possibility to move from one place to another place in the factors of production. So like a labor mobility is there example. And unused capacity and the ability to ability to store, and rate at which cost increases. So cost of production increases or decreases, those things. So once again quickly pointing out the determinants of PED. So time is the one factor of product, so one factor that is going to affect PES, and the mobility of factors of production is the another factor, and unused capacity, ability to store, the rate at which cost increases, which means cost of production. Okay, and how this changes in this one is affecting the PED value. So for example, PES value. For example, for time, the PES will be like if the more time is required, then PES will be inelastic. If less time is required, PES will be elastic. And mobility of factors of production is possible, then PES will be elastic. And if it is not possible, PES will be inelastic. And unused capacity, if the firm is already used full capacity, then PES will be inelastic, and if it is not used full capacity, then PES will be elastic. When price changes, immediately the firm can take the decision to use the unused capacity resources. And the ability to store, which means if the firms could able to store its product for a longer time period, then it is elastic, and if it is not possible to store for longer time period, then that is inelastic. And if the cost of production is increasing rapidly, rate at which cost increases, if it is higher, then it is inelastic. If it is lower, then it is elastic. So this is the thing. And here the constant, perfectly elastic, perfectly inelastic diagram we need to draw. And PES change in the price quantity supplied from the data provider. So they will ask us to calculate the PES value. So this is very simple. Same thing, if you understood PED, the same thing you need to apply. So here percentage change in quantity supplied upon percentage change in price. So PES equal to minus 10% quantity supply decreases, but meanwhile price is increases 20%. So PES equal to minus 0.5. And in the case of PES equal to 20%, price decreases by 20% and quantity demanded increases by 40%, means this is PES is elastic because the quantity supply, it is not quantity demanded, this is quantity supplied is greater, than the price changes. So PES here it is a positive, so it is elastic. So again, for the elastic supply curve, PES will be, it's a flatter, and for inelastic supply curve, PES is little steeper. That is the thing. And the next one is reasons why the PES for primary commodities are generally lower than the PES for manufacturing commodities. So the main reason is it is time needed to produce the quantity supplied is more. In the manufacturing industry, the time needed for quantity supplied is less comparing with the agriculture thing, right? So in the primary commodities, generally lower the PES. For manufacturing products, time needed for quantity supplied is more. Now this is for agriculture. So time needed for quantity supplied is more in the primary sector. That's the reason PES value is like PES is, it is a inelastic, generally lower than the manufacturing products. Okay, so they can ask us to calculate the YED value, so that alone enough. Right, perfectly elastic and perfectly inelastic demand curve and the supply curve is same. So in the perfectly inelastic, PES value will be 0. In the case of perfectly elastic, PES value is infinity. That's it in the PES case. And the next one is role of government in microeconomics. Why the government should intervene in the market. The first factor is to earn the government revenue, that is inevitable. So government intervention is required to earn the government revenue. Second one is to support the firms. Some firms are really need support from the government, then only they can survive in their business. And to support the household and low income people, because most of the people are unable to pay. So in that case, government need to intervene, and that will help the low income people to afford the products, to support households and low income. And to influence the level of production, which means in order to decrease the production, government usually impose a tax, and in order to increase the production of merit good, the government usually give a subsidy. These two actions of the government will encourage the producers. In case of demerit good, the government will impose a tax, so that will decrease the that will decrease the production of demerit good. So influencing the level of production and influencing the level of consumption, the government usually intervene in the market. And to correct the market failure, so that may be because of asymmetric information, because of market power, or because of externality. So the government will intervene to correct the market failure and to promote the equity. So that is also important. So for that purpose also government intervene in the market. So to earn government revenue, to support firms, to support household and low income, and to influence the level of production, to influence the level of consumption, to correct the market failure, and to promote the equity. These are the reasons behind why the government intervention should be there. Okay, so we'll stop here now.